Alright, welcome to another gaming test, and this is our gaming test for the Honor 90 Lite 5G, which is coming out on September 26th. Let's quickly review the system specifications. As you can see, it runs on the Mediatek Dimensity 6020 chipset. You have 8 gigs of physical RAM as well as 256 gigs of internal storage. And our screen runs at full HD 2288 by 1080p, running Android 13. Let's quickly check out the benchmarks that we did earlier. And as you can see, we're almost hitting 400k, which is decent. It is mid-range for 2023. And when it comes to benchmarks, almost 10k. So fairly within the ballpark of what you would expect from a mid-range phone. So now let's start by loading Mobile Legends. Bang bang. All right. So one of the things that we love about the Magic UI is this game manager. Shows your system utilization for CPU, memory, and frame rate. Although, as this is something we've noticed before, the frame rate doesn't seem to reflect the actual in-game frame rate. Rather, it shows the refresh rate of the screen, which is well, this phone supports up to 90 hertz. Sorry, I just had to quickly switch to show you the refresh rate. They're currently set to dynamic, so you have it's capable of doing up to 90 hertz. So we're gonna push that to high. All right, so it still says 60 FPS in the game manager, which, by the way, you can find in your system settings. We've had that question pop up before. And we are at the graphics settings for Mobile Legends. And as you can see, it supports super high frame rates as well as ultra graphics, which is really nice because this means that we will be able to at least get a taste of what ultra looks like on this phone. And let's go ahead and start a practice match. Who do we want to fight against? Let's fight against Zilong. While that's loading, why don't you tell me the games that you're playing right now so that we can consider that in our next gaming review? Is there something that you'd like us to test on this? Okay, so we upgraded the wrong skill, but that's okay. We're gonna make up for it. While we're fighting the creeps, let's once again review the graphic settings because it is running really smooth right now. See? We're barely hitting the 40% mark in the CPU, but RAM seems to be consuming quite a bit of RAM of the 88 gigs of internal memory. We are consuming almost 99, rather 90%. All right, we lost Zilong. We almost had him. 90% of the... Okay, now it's down to 70%. But earlier on, it was consuming 90% of our 8 gigs of system memory. So Zilong is going to try to gank us. Oh no. Time for a tactical retreat. let's end the demo there because I want to be able to show other games as well. Let's head over and fire Genshin Impact. And by the way, if you've been following us, we are currently doing a giveaway. We're giving away some in-game items for another one of Hoyo vs. Games Honkai Star Rail. So all you have to do to join is head over to our community page on youtube.com/techguya. Then look for the post with the Honkai Star Rail giveaway. And the instructions are there. All you have to do is type mine in the comments. And raffle it off. Okay, so while that is loading, let's take a look at the things that you can do with the game manager. So we can enable Do Not Disturb, so you don't get any annoying pop-ups or notifications. Then mistouch prevention, screenshot, screen recording. And you can also launch your apps inside of a window, or a floating window rather. Yeah, so you can increase or decrease the size. See? Very cool, right? You can also, okay, yeah, I don't want to take over the entire window. But that's how you do it. You can also trigger the system calculator. And this is fully configurable in the system settings. You can also add, see? You can add other supported applications if you want to run YouTube in the background. Okay, we have to remove one, and then there. Right? Pretty cool, right? All right. Heading into Genshin Impact. We're gonna push graphics preset to the highest, and then we're gonna turn FPS to 60. That's all we're gonna do. Let's see how well it does. I'm gonna turn the volume on just to the highest setting. We don't want to use extra volume, just max is fine. Little bit of stuttering. Let's get into a battle. Yep. So it is not so smooth. I can feel, you can feel the lag. So we're gonna drop that down as soon as we disengage. Now let's head over to medium. 60 FPS if possible. Okay, did we? Yep. So we are running in game mode. A little better. Still feeling some slowness, and we didn't want to go down. Okay. Darn it. Okay, I wanted to fight. Right. Okay. So, bringing the graphics down to medium doesn't really help much. Although, doesn't feel as slow or as laggy as before. Therefore, I'd say that let's do one more test. Bring it down to low. Low graphics. And now performance load is more balanced. Frame rate, of course, 60. So the bar became red. It's warning us not to push our system too much. But that's what we're here for, right? We want to see the limits. Much better at low settings and low graphics. If you can appreciate the visual quality at this level, okay? Although I am seeing aliasing and the textures aren't as sharp as before. The edges of the grass and the trees aren't as sharp. It seems to be upscaling lower resolution render. See, edges are jagged. So with that in mind, let's head over to our third game, which is something that just came out from Niantic, makers of Pokemon Go. This is Monster Hunter Rise. It's a relatively lightweight game, and what I like about this is that it uses GPS. And the graphics aren't too bad. So, this is our current landscape. We're gonna try to get into a fight. Oh, I should have showed you the graphic settings before fighting. So let's head over to the settings. So that was in middle graphics. Okay, and if you play this game, make sure to manually add Monster Hunter in the system because it doesn't detect the game right away. Okay. You have to manually go into system and enable it. Now we're gonna go to high. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like... Okay, we have one monster and it's Puke. Okay, so it's a little sluggish on the highest graphics. Let's get a few hits in before rolling. See, it is slowing down. It's even slower than Genshin Impact. Like, who would have thought that a game like Monster Hunter would be more demanding than even the mighty Genshin Impact. So our frame rate, according to Game Manager, doesn't seem to reflect the actual in-game experience. So if there's anyone from Honor listening right now, I hope you can address that sometime in the future to show the actual in-game frame rate. And our last game is gonna be Honkai Star Rail. So we have the giveaway going on. Head over to Tekuya. And while this thing is loading, let me show you the back of this phone. So you have a very nice 100 megapixel main sensor. That's one of the things that you're gonna look forward to in the Honor 90 Lite. Aside from the very crisp, almost borderless display. That's what Honor has been saying in their ads or in their teasers. Kind of resembles an iPhone 14 or 15 with this flat edges. brutalistic modern day design. Let me bring the volume up. Extra volume on. Okay, and we're in. Okay. So not too smooth at the moment, but let's check out the settings. Where is that? Where is our system settings? Okay. Let's go to very high. Frame rate on 60 FPS. Seems to be running the same engine as Genshin Impact, but we're getting
when did the Antimatter Legion become so
lower frame rates while indoors.
I could only attract this much. Did you really want the entire Legion to come here?
So outdoors, if you can call this outdoors, because we can see the entire ship.
A Doomsday Beast is also here.
Let's drop our graphics down to medium, because it's just super laggy and choppy on the highest graphic settings. Now this is much better. Okay, on medium, but still not as smooth as I like it. So let's bring it down to low. Still with 60 FPS as our target frame rate. We might not even be hitting 30. Judging by, we're just eyeballing and making a subjective observation because we don't really have the actual frame rate. Oh, now it's showing 90 FPS. So it's reflecting the system refresh rate. We're gonna drop this down even further to very low. Switch our frame rate to 60. Okay, just to be sure, I switch to game mode. Oh wow, so much better. But we do lose a lot of detail. Like the floor is now plain black. As opposed to earlier on. Oh, okay. What happened? Let's push it to medium. Yeah, so now we have the textures in the floor. Okay, I guess we weren't getting really good performance because we had the system was in balance mode. So let's bring it back to low. Okay, with things on low, it's better now. But I don't know, what do you guys think? And we have a enemy. So let's check out the frame rate in battle.
didn't hurt? Good times never last. Time to say bye.
Okay, not so bad. It is playable.
other people's mess isn't in my job description. You know, Kafka?
All right.
Yeah. Where did you send it, Silverwolf?
Some random coordinates, not important. You care?
I think we've seen enough, so let's end it there. So once again, Honor 90 Lite coming your way in the Philippines on September 26. 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, Mediatek Dimensity 1690. Very nice phone, 100 megapixel camera. Any comments, questions, drop them in the comment section. And till then, we'll see you. Bye.